Hey, welcome to another video. In today's video, I am making mint Oreo cookie chocolate brownies. I will have the recipe listed down below. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You're going to start off by adding your butter into a small pot. And once that starts to melt, you will add your chocolate and you want to stir and let that melt until it is completely smooth and you do not see any chunks of chocolate or butter in there. And once you get to that stage, you will then turn the stove off and let it sit for just a few minutes. The next step you're going to do is to add your eggs one at a time as the chocolate is still hot and you do not want to curdle your eggs. So adding them one at a time is the best bet and then mixing it until it is fully combined. I'm adding a few at a time, as you can see, because I am making a larger batch, so it is all right. But if you're doing just a single batch, I would add one at a time until they are fully incorporated. The next step you're going to do is to add your sugar and mix it until it is fully incorporated and there are no lumps and it looks nice and smooth. Next step will be to add all of your dry ingredients. That will be your flour and baking soda and cinnamon, as well as some salt. And you want to mix this until all the flour is mostly incorporated, because I am going to add some crushed up mint Oreo cookies to this. Now, when you're mixing with the flour, you want to use either a spatula or a wooden spoon like I was here, because when you use a whisk, the flour tends to fly everywhere, which is usually what happens to me. So a wooden spoon or a spatula is going to be your best bet. Once you've got everything fully incorporated, you want to add this to your pan. Now, I'm using a quarter sheet pan because I find that it bakes more evenly. When I use a half sheet pan, for some reason, it tends to come out kind of unlevel. On one side is higher than the other. So I'm using quarter sheet pans for this. And I'm also using what's called a pan extender, so that when the brownies rise up, it has enough room and doesn't fall over the edges of the sheet pan while baking. So on top of the brownie, aside from the mint Oreos that we added into the brownie mixture, I am adding some on top for some texture. Now these I am not crumbling up as small as I did with the inside of the batter. I want them to be visible and I want it to add some crunch and some texture to the brownies. So here they are coming out of the oven. I let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I take my offset spatula and make my way around the edges just to loosen it from the pan a little bit. If you don't have an offset spatula, you can use a butter knife, whatever you want. And I just want to loosen the pan extender so that it comes off without taking the brownie with it. And once you get that off, you want to let it cool down completely before you cut it, as this particular brownie is very fudgy, and if you try to cut it while it's hot, it's just going to fall apart. So here I am using my multi-wheel pastry cutter, making sure that I get even slices out of this. This is, I find, the best way to make sure that you get even slices. I pretty much score it, and then I use a knife to finish the rest of it, because as I said, this is a very fudgy brownie. And if I tried to push all the way down with this, even though it has already cooled, it will probably break the brownie apart because it is so fudgy. It's that good. So here I am, just scoring the other side, like as I said, to make sure that I have even slices. I will link all of the tools that I use down below as well. And just an FYI, I am an Amazon affiliate, so any Amazon links that I put down below, if you do order from those links, I will make a small commission and it would be much appreciated and will help my channel out. But do not feel obligated to buy from those links. You can buy from anywhere you like. I just like Amazon because for me, it's like a one-stop shop. I buy a lot of my stuff from there. So now I am taking my knife and I am going to cut on the score marks that I made. And if you find that your knife is getting a little bit of brownie on it while cutting it, then you want to clean it off in between so that you get a clean cut every time. And then you want to turn your brownie to the other side and cut along the rest of the score marks. This brownie was one of my best sellers at the last event that I did, and I highly recommend that you try it. If you do, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. Are you a fudgy brownie person or are you a more cakey brownie person? So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you still haven't hit that like and subscribe button like I asked you to in the beginning, I don't know what you're waiting for. You got to see more goodness just like this brownie here. I'm telling you, this brownie is amazing.